Today, we're talking about something that everyone continues to talk about on a regular basis. Things that they know how to use it, but also gets very overwhelmed by it. And something I find really exciting, artificial intelligence, also known as AI. But I'm not going to talk about it from the angle of hype or the urge of using. I'm not going to talk about it from the angle of fear. And I'm definitely not going to talk about it from the angle of let AI run your business. I'm actually going to talk about it more in the form of how to use AI to operationalize your business today and using some very simple steps to put it in place in your business today. Because here's the truth, AI cannot create your vision, AI cannot define your values, AI cannot determine your standards, AI does not sit in your seat. But once those are defined, AI can increase the speed of your business exponentially. And that's where most people misunderstand it and misuse it. While I continue to reiterate the same things, I want to ensure that each and every one of you walks away with a vision, a purpose, and the ability to implement something new within your organization or business. I use AI daily for the repetitive tasks, for enhancing complex executive summaries, and to streamline the operations to become more efficient. It truly, truly makes a difference when you're using it the right way. And it allows me to focus on the projects, the customers, and providing that true white glove experience, knowing that the business is operating efficiently. Let's start with this. If your operations are unclear, AI will only continue to amplify that chaos. You will continue to make the same mistakes, which will continuously need to be adjusted and corrected, taking your time away from your projects and customers. And if your processes are undefined, AI will automate the confusion and continue to add confusion to your day-to-day processes. This is where you will feel like you are continuing to make corrections, and in the end, you will not use AI to its fullest potential. But if your infrastructure is structured, if your roles are clear, if your SOPs, also known as your standard operating procedures, are documented, and if your workflows are mapped, AI becomes leverage, not noise. And that distinction truly matters. This is where you will start making a significant difference. This is where it is important to have your structure set, in place, and ready to use. And that is what I always focus on. This will also allow you to use AI to expedite your operations and really allow you to focus on your business and operating procedures. I will say that it is very easy to use AI, but it is also very easy to feel overwhelmed and not being able to use it to its full potential, as you need the structure and the organization to use it properly. So, before AI can operationalize anything, you must answer this. What are you building? Who are you serving? What does excellence look like here? What is our standard? AI does not decide that. You do. Think of AI like a high-speed engine, but an engine without direction, it just burns fuel. It just sits there. Your vision is the blueprint. Your process is the structure, and the AI is the accelerator. The order matters. So it is time for you to follow the optimum method by creating, optimizing, operationalizing, and then eventually applying AI to increase velocity, not the other way around. So let's get a little bit more practical here. Where does AI actually fit inside your business and your operations? First, you've got to draft your SOPs or redefine or refine your SOPs, also known as your standard operating procedures, your business blueprints. Once you've defined the process, AI can format it, structure it, standardize the language, identify any missing gaps, create role clarity in case those are missing, turn it into an onboarding document that can be used over and over again. But notice, you have to define the process first. AI didn't invent your workflow or your process. It just organizes it. That's operational leverage. 2, workflow optimization. So once you've mapped out your workflow, you can implement AI that can identify the redundancies, suggest automation points, help rewrite decision trees, generate checklists, and create those audit questions. It becomes your operational analyst, but only because you gave it something structured to analyze. And third, you're going to need to standardize the communication, not only within your division and not only for you, but across the board, across the organization. Because one of the biggest operational leaks in businesses is the inconsistent communication. AI can help you create email templates and standardize it across the business. Draft client responses using the same terminology. Building meeting agendas having the exact same format. Summarizing calls into action items and creating reporting dashboard summaries. That reduces that cognitive load. And cognitive load reduction is operational efficiencies. And it will make you look phenomenal as a business and operationally as well. Then the last item is speed of execution. This is where AI becomes transformative. Let's say you need a policy drafted, a training guide structured, a performance review template, or a board update summary. What used to take hours can now take minutes, but the clarity still comes from you. AI increases the throughput. It does not replace it. If you need a training guide structured, use the collateral that you already have in place and feed it into ChatGPT as an example. It will formulate it into a training guide and it will structure it for you and it will actually identify the gaps that you may not have. Again, it goes back to the very first portion of drafting those SOPs. Use that, leverage it. Now, here's where I want to be very honest. AI without structure can be extremely dangerous operationally. If your roles continue to be unclear, if decision authority isn't defined, if your file structure is scattered, if your SOPs, your standard operating procedures don't exist and you didn't document those processes and your standards aren't documented, AI will produce output, but it won't produce alignment. And alignment is what scales your business, and scale is required. Speed without structure creates fragility. Speed with structure creates strength. That's the biggest difference. So you can use ChatGPT to create your operations. You can use ChatGPT for whatever purpose you would like, but you're going to notice that it's going to spit out more and more and more information to you where you don't know what the structure is, where you need to put it in place, and how to even document it or even store it. So one of the things that I have created is a few things. I've got file structure templates and SOPs. I have your master blueprint readily available, click of a download, ready for you to use to be able to put in place what ChatGPT or AI is going to spit back out to you. It is important that whatever information comes to you, you're documented in the process that I have defined here with the Optima method by creating, optimizing, and operationalizing it. Now, how do you integrate AI into your business properly? If you want to operationalize with AI correctly, here's the sequence. Step number 1, very simple. You're creating your operational blueprint. You're going to define your pillars, clarify your roles, document workflows, establish decision thresholds, and build your master SOP. Build that master blueprint to structure your entire operations. In the show notes, you will find a few prompts that you can put into ChatGPT to help you define those pillars and roles and documenting those workflows. It will help you streamline what you may not have today. Step number 2, identify repetitive cognitive work, meaning, where are you? Are you rewriting similar emails? Are you rebuilding similar decks? Drafting repetitive documentation and summarizing recurring reports? Go back to some of my previous podcasts because that's where I've been able to document some of those templates that you can use to be able to identify the repetitive cognitive work that you may be doing and to be able to implement it here in step number 2. Because once you have defined that, AI is your entry point. Step number 2, build prompt frameworks. Instead of random prompts, create structure prompts to identify the roles, identify the output format, the audience, what constraints you might have, or what the standard is. Now AI becomes a tool inside of your governance system. And again, it's going to continue to prompt more and more information. Stick to the simple prompts and the framework aligned here to be able to really focus on those operational tasks that you have. And step number 4, implement review controls. AI output should be reviewed, validated, and be approved based on defined authority. AI supports, but the leaders still have to decide. Make sure that you validate the work because, again, you are the decision maker. You are the one that defines the vision, the standards. AI does not. I've seen 2 extremes, leaders who resist AI entirely, and I've seen leaders who try to let AI run everything. Both are misaligned. AI is not your strategist. It is not your executive. It is not your culture builder. It is the amplifier. When you already have the clarity, defined processes, the governance, the structure, AI becomes a multiplier. You still have to build the framework. And by taking that one step back, it will help reduce friction and increase throughput. It protects your time. And time is your most finite resource. Here's what I want you to remember. AI does not replace operational architecture. It actually strengthens it. But your vision still needs to be created. Your standards still need to be defined. Your workflows still need to be documented because you're just one person. You might be the first person in the department setting up the structure. You might be the CEO, or you might even be the entrepreneur starting a new business. You still have your own vision, your own standards, and your own workflows that need to be built from the ground up. AI will only be able to amplify it and help you get where you need to be a little bit faster. But once all of that exists, guess what? AI accelerates the machine. Like ChatGPT, it will recognize the prompts that you have given. So it's extremely important that you're giving the right prompts up front so that way you're not creating that chaos. And this is how you operationalize your intelligence. Not hype, not fear, not dependency, but structure first and then speed. So if this episode resonated with you, ask yourself, where is my business? Where in my business am I trying to move fast without structure? And where can AI increase speed once clarity exists? If you're ready to build the operational foundation to create, optimize, and operationalize, that's exactly what we do here inside the Optima method. Follow along for more prompts, more guidance, more feedback. Find me on Instagram and Facebook and follow along because I will be providing more guidance throughout the year with more information for you to be able to create, optimize, and operationalize your business. Because in the end, I want to be able to have AI increase the speed of your business, but the clarity needs to exist. You need to be able to put down the foundation. And once that structure is there, it is strong. Scale becomes sustainable. And when scale is sustainable, freedom becomes possible. You're going to actually be able to spend more time with your family, more time on the projects and customers where you want to be able to spend your time because the foundation is there. You have to start with the foundation. So again, go to optimaoperationsconsulting.com, click on the templates at the very top, and see what I have available to you to be able to download immediately and put yourself into practice. That way you'll be able to focus, streamline, operationalize, and get yourself in a position to be able to use AI in the best way possible. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next episode.